such a surprise. I had no idea. The fact that you kept it a secret, that no one gave it away. I didn't know this was gonna happen. And no one told me. They said, come to Halifax, there's a phone call for you. And now this. Boy. Well, that's the show for tonight. Want to thank you all for coming. That's it. You can all go home now. That's it. That's the show. You came to see me, you saw me, get out. That's it. No one specified I had to do anything, so just take a good look and leave. It's like, then tomorrow, you say, did you see him? Yeah, I saw him. Then you got a good look at, oh yeah. So you saw him again, you don't? Yeah, sure. Just go. It's bad enough doing a job here, and I don't need people staring at me. I don't show up at your job and go... All right, look. You don't want to be here any more than I do, so... Let me just barrel through this and we can all get the hell out of here. I'm not even gonna do the whole jokes, I'll just do the setups, and you could pretty much guess where the joke would have ended. Just like, did this ever happen to you? Yes, that happened! Hey, late night commercials, I've seen them! Dogs and cats, they're both animals! Buses, I've been on one of those! Then on the way home you'll be going, boy, was he good. That dogs and cats bit. They're both animals. Boy, I sure wish I had a car right now. Just standing in one place, moving your arms up and down. That's the reason the car was invented, so people would have a reason to go like this. Before the car was invented, people would go out to dinner and afterwards they'd go, well, okay, I'm going home now. And eventually they'd collapse of exhaustion. But just remember to tip your waitresses. You don't even have to tip your waitresses. Smack the waitress for all I care. Just punch the waitress on the way and fling a garbage can through the window of the hotel. Beat up a nun. I don't care what you do. Have your friends hold her down and you punch her. And then you hold her down, your friends will take turns. And then rape a stray animal. A dog, a cat, a squirrel, I don't care. And then take pictures of it. And send it to starving countries. And say, this is how much food we have that we can do this with it. Here I am naked with a chicken. You're starving to death, and this is what we do with our food. And you're there, it's like, you're there and it's like you're walking 50 miles for water. No wonder you're thirsty. Go in the kitchen, pour yourself a glass. Also, I know, we can support you on, 25 cents a month. They always say, this man and his family can live on 25 cents a month. And I always feel like saying to them, it's like, if they can live that cheap, they don't need my help. If you can't scrape together 25 cents a month, that's just being lazy. It's like, gee, I'd like to save you and your family, but, I might have laundry to do later. You gotta see my side of it. Right now I'd like to take each and every one of you and just mash it together to a nice soft and gooey paste, and then bounce you up and down. Eventually, he'd let you fall behind the radiator with my dead turtle. My turtle's been back there for years. It's like it was a turtle. When I got the turtle, I got him a tank with a little snap-in palm tree. Because, you know, God knows that really has the turtle fooled. Every one of those tanks has a little plastic snap-in palm tree, so the turtle goes, my God, I'm in Hawaii. I fell asleep in the pet store and woke up in Honolulu. And then you got him those stairs, because those stairs are very important to a turtle. You know, you give a turtle a tank without the snap-in palm tree and stairs, it stays up the whole night going, damn you! And, you know, turtles don't have knuckles, so for them to make a fist, it's very frightening. Today, I went into a restaurant, and I said I want a cup of coffee. The waiter said, how do you like your coffee? And I said, I like my coffee the way I like my women. Hot and black with a small piece of protein. Oh boy, Canada. It's like another country. It's like you get off the plane and you're somewhere else. In fact, when you arrive in Canada, there's a big sign that says Canada. It's not where you are. Like, welcome to Canada, it's at least an hour away. It's like, everything in Canada, it's like, Canada is like a maple syrup country. You know, it's like, you get off the plane in Canada, they welcome you, and they go, how do you want your maple syrup? Welcome to Canada. Just tell us how you want your maple. And I just want a hotel. No, tell us, do you want it in a barrel? Do you want a little plastic woman, you squeeze her and it squirts out of her head? You know, years ago, Canadians were walking through the forest and they saw a tree with disgusting brown goo dripping down the side of it. And they said, there's disgusting brown goo dripping down the side of that tree. Let's eat it! And let's make other people eat it! Also, everything in Canada is written in both English and French. Like, if you go to the elevator, it has it in English and French. Like, if they didn't have it in your language, you wouldn't know what it was. And if you stay in a hotel and ask for a wake-up call, first they wake you up in French and then in English. Because if they just woke you up in French, you wouldn't wake up. At the Last Supper, how come no one sat at the other side of the table? You'd think at least one person could have moved over rather than all them squeezing. Even people like leaning over Jesus' shoulder. Yeah, see, I think there were people there originally, but those were the ones going, you know, the air conditioner hits me right on the back of the neck. Just as well they didn't have people there at the other side of the table. Would have looked stupid in the picture to have people there like this. I always felt sorry for Jesus. Because no matter what he did, he could never live up to his Father. Your Father's God. What can you do that's so impressive? So it's like going through Jesus' life. He'd go, I grant you all immortality. And people would go, that's nice. Say hello to your Father. And it's like, I'll bring you to heaven with me. Ah, that's cute. He'll tell your Father I said hi, though. One time I was in a motel room in the middle of nowhere, and I felt like no one would ever love or accept me, and I was just about to end it all when I was laying there in the dark and Christ appeared. And he looked down at me and I looked up at him, and finally he spoke and said, "Gilbert, am I fat?" I said, "No, I think you lost weight." And I said, "Jesus?" And he went, "Please, cheese." He likes to be called Cheese. His friends call him Cheese. On his car, the license plate is a bunch of G's in a row. So people go, G, G, G's. Oh! I don't know who he has on his dashboard. For a while, it was a little Smurf, but it looked pretty stupid there. So I said to him, "Geez, Jeezy, I feel like no one will ever accept me." And Jesus looked at me and said, "You know what my feeling is? Accept me or go to hell." Then he grabbed my head and gave me some noogies. Then on the way out, he said, "I might not be back for another 1,000,000 years. You want me to do anything?" I said, "No, you're a guest. Get out of here." Who invented Easter? Who came up with a holiday that when Jesus returns to the earth, it's like, well, we need a holiday for when Jesus returns. Okay, let me think it. A rabbit. Are you sure you understand that it's Jesus? Or, yeah, it's a rabbit. It's a rabbit, and he has a bow tie. And he carries a basket with eggs. And how does he carry? Well, he has hands. He's a rabbit with human hands. He's a mutant rabbit. Look, you understand it's the Son of God. Yes. Bear with me for a minute. He's a rabbit, a mutant freak of nature rabbit with human hands. But he's got the little bow tie to counteract the pure horror. And maybe a vest, that's optional. But he definitely has a bow tie because people will look at the hand and, oh my God, it's a mutant freak. Well, what does he do with the eggs? Well, you paint them and then hide them. And then you find them all after you hide them, all except for one that you find like 10 months later behind the couch because it broke open and it just stinks to hide it. Believe me, something about it just screams Jesus to me. If Jesus did return, he'd go, well, what's that rabbit holiday? Couldn't they give me the holiday where people wear the monster mask and get candy? That's a fun holiday, not this one. I spoke to God once. I said, "Hello, God, it's Gilbert." He said, "That's so weird. I was just gonna call you." Sometimes I think when God created me, he wanted to make the world's most perfect human being, and in the middle of it, he got a phone call. Sometimes I like to go clothes shopping with Callista Flockhart. Whenever she comes out with a new outfit on, she always goes, "Does this dress make my spinal cord look big?" Finally, I got worried and took her to the doctor for a checkup. They didn't examine her. The nurse stands behind her with a flashlight. Last time they said, "We're a little worried. We found a suspicious lump." And then they said, "Oh, it's okay. She swallowed a vitamin." I remember when I met Callista Flockhart was in a restaurant. And she looked like she had something stuck in her teeth. So I walked over to her and I said, "Toothpick?" She said, "Jew!" One more time! Later that night I had sex with her. her. It was like threading a needle. It really was, because you know. You know, when you thread a needle, you have to make the ugliest face possible. Somehow that helps you. It's like, did the thread go in? No, wait. No, the face isn't ugly enough yet. I've been taking a self-defense course. A lot of my friends say when you're mugged in real life, it's nothing like your self-defense course. Well, last night I was walking home late and two muggers jumped out at me and one of them said, okay, we want you to place most of your weight on your right leg. Now just grab me by the wrist and pull. You'll fall on the mat. It's okay. Boy, that's good water. Jews must announce everything. Something about being a Jew, you have to make an announcement for everything. It's like, Jews have to make it, Jews can't keep any thoughts to themselves. It has to be formally announced. It's like you could take a Jew and put him in the middle of the desert with no one around for miles, and he'd stand there the whole time going, gee, it's hot here. And look at all this sand. Jews have to make announcements, which is why Jews generally don't make good soldiers. We're hiding behind the bushes! We're planning a sneak attack! He got that joke late. See, I do jokes for one person at a time. You know, it takes a little longer that way, but boy, when that joke hits your table, it's like gangbusters. You'll be going home saying, you know, I was waiting till about 5 o'clock in the morning, but boy, that was a good joke. Let's turn to the Old Testament. If you have the Old Testament at home, if you flip the corner pages, you can see Jesus riding a horse. And on the other side, there's a fat lady with a hula hoop. Back then, everyone thought the fat lady would become famous. Nobody thought Jesus was going anywhere. Today, had the fat lady had better management, she would have been the famous one. Today, you know, had the fat lady been handled better, today you'd wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, stump your toe and go, ah, fat lady, no! Oh, you fat lady with a hole! Gentlemen of the jury, I bring up my next witness. You swear to a fat lady with a hole. Well, he must be telling the truth. He swore to a fat lady with a hole. I'm really glad that O.J. Simpson got custody of the kids. I think O.J. will make a great father. When O.J. tells you to do your homework, you do it. The average parent says, do your homework. It's like, yeah, after I get through watching TV. O.J. says, do your homework. It's like, yeah, now I'm doing next year's homework. The average parent says, clean your room. It's, I'll clean it tomorrow. O.J. says, clean your room. And it's like, yes, and I'm going to plaster and paint it now. Is that true? Yeah. That's actually happened? Well, sure. Is he serious? Yeah. That's what I heard. I was in Africa recently. It's all black there now. Boy, that area really went. I remember Africa years ago, you didn't see one of them. But they got in. The whole area, it used to be a beautiful neighborhood. I remember Africa years ago, you wouldn't lock your door. You didn't even have doors, that's how safe it was. All you had was money that you'd lie out on the sidewalk, disappear for an hour, come back later, there'd be twice as much money there. Oh, what's he doing with that napkin? Look, he's ripping it. Oh, this guy is good. You know, he does it without scissors. He doesn't have, no, look at his hands. Oh, he is good. Excuse me, I just came in late. Did he rip a lot so far? 2, maybe 3 strips the most. Oh, I hate to miss the beginning. You miss the beginning of a bit like this, the rest of it makes no sense. All right, now he's ripping too much. Honey, get your coat. Get your coat, I'll take the car around. I won't even start up the car, I'll just take it around. Waiting for your luggage at the airport. Is there a blue Samsonite there? I've been waiting an hour! Whenever you're waiting for your luggage at the airport, there's usually about 20 suitcases that come down ahead of yours that have masking tape and a belt wrapped around them. Like if someone's gonna break into your luggage, that'll be a real deterrent. And I go, oh, he's got masking tape and a belt. Even if we figure out how to open that belt, how do you peel off masking tape? This guy's really taking a bite out of crime. A squid. That's a good squid. Some people don't do good squids. Some people, they do a squid, they make it too choppy. But audiences now are a lot more sophisticated. Audiences now go, I want a good squid. Calm down, honey, you know your blood pressure. A squid and his best friend, the stingray. A squid and his best friend, the stingray, and their acclaimed production of Mice and Men. Tell me about the rabbits, George. Well, we're gonna have a farm with rabbits on it. A squid and his best friend, the stingray, doing their classic Who's on First Base? What's the guy's name on first base? What's the guy's name on second base? A squid lying on the beach. A squid dressed as Dracula. I do a lot of squid jokes. Some people you go to, they do 1 or 2 squid jokes and that's it. But that catches up with you. I've seen careers ruined because someone thinks they're too big to throw in an extra squid joke. A squid on Halloween. Trick or treat! Want some candy? I want plankton. You can't get good plankton nowadays. I mean, you can, but you don't know if it's fresh. Now you order plankton, yeah, top it's plankton, the rest is all coral. Because that's a lot cheaper. I don't have to tell you that. Like you don't know. Romantic love songs from the Elephant Man. You don't take me forward. You don't sing me your song anymore. Did you ever know that you're my hero? Sometimes I wish I could lose my temper the way Charlton Heston did in Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes, he had that one scene where he said, "Get your dirty paws off me, you damn stinking apes!" That was like right after they threw a net on him. Up until then, he landed on the planet of talking apes. They were hunting him down, they killed his friends, they nailed them to walls, everything was fine. He didn't say a word about it. Something about throwing a net on him is when he lost his temper. Before that, they were hunting him. He said, "Well, it's a planet of talking monkeys. Who am I to tell them?" But when they threw the net on him, that's when he got mad. And you could see by the monkeys' faces, they were like, "See, I told you, don't throw the net on." You know, he was cutting us a lot of slack, and you had to kill it by throwing the net. Of course, when you look at Planet of the Apes now, those monkey makeups were like, it was a cheap monkey mask and a jumpsuit. And it's like they all had those big rubber monkey mouths. Where like the monkey would talk, and after an hour, the mouth would go. Sometimes one monkey would be making a speech and the other monkey would go. Sometimes two monkeys would be talking and way in the back a monkey would go. And you had to ignore the fact that when it opened its mouth, there was another mouth underneath. You had to sit there and go, "Oh yes, monkeys do have two mouths. The outer mouth is for eating soup. And the inner mouth is for like nuts and legumes. Oh, they're big legume eaters, those monkeys." And then, you know, it's like they had that leader that was a white-haired gorilla with an English accent. They never explained if there's no England in the picture, how did he get that accent? But yeah, you had to go, "Oh yes, monkeys are impressed with English accents." You know, Charles Manson was a wacky guy. Once I was having dinner with Charles Manson, and he turned to me and said, "Is it hot in here or am I crazy?" Charles Manson killed a house full of people because of the words to a Beatles song that no one knows. You know, he said he killed those people because of the words to Helter Skelter. You figure you're gonna kill that many people, pick a Beatles song that people can hum. You know, at least say I kill them because of Yellow Submarine, then everyone go, wait a second. Oh yeah, I know that one. But instead he goes to court, they go, "Why did you kill those people?" He goes, "Because of Helter Skelter." And the entire courtroom looked at him and went, "What album is that on?" And the judge starts going, "Why couldn't you pick a hit song? You might as well pick something by Gary Puckett, the Union Guy. Pick something by Barry Manilow, then you'd have a reason to kill someone." They once wrote a book about Charles Manson that they called Helter Skelter. The reason they called it Helter Skelter is legally they couldn't call it Charles in Charge. Which is a shame, because that was closer to reality. When Manson was planning those murders, at any given moment, Willie Ames would run in and go, "Charles, Charles, we have a date with 2 Swedish stewardesses." And then mayhem would ensue. For that matter, I never understood who came up with the idea for Hogan's Heroes. Who was able to go into a network one day and you go, "Here's the idea, a group of soldiers in a Nazi prison camp. It's a comedy." I never understood The Fugitive either. The Fugitive, he went from town to town searching for the one-armed man who killed his wife. How did the one-armed man kill the guy's wife? What, did he like choke her with one hand? All she'd have to do is go, "Get out of here." No, please, lady, can you just like press your neck against my hand? It'd really help out. I saw the movie Jaws. In the movie Jaws, they used a mechanical shark. The reason they used a mechanical shark is originally they had a real shark, but the shark they had was Jewish and it wouldn't go in the water all the way. He would go in the water up to here and then go, this is nice, this is good. Here we go. This is very nice here. And then they go in the water. No, I just had some. That's very important. Don't go in the water after you've eaten. I don't know why, but from the second you're born, you know that you can't go in the water. And don't take a bath after eating. Don't have water with your meal. There's something dangerous. It's like, you know, fish have a miserable life. Fish are born, they see a crumb, they eat it, they get a cramp and die. My favorite time of day is that time of day towards late afternoon to early evening where the moon is out, the sun is also out, and the moon and the sun are out at the same time, and the sun is looking at the moon going, what are you doing? And the moon's like, what? The sun goes, it's daytime. Daytime, I come out, nighttime, you come out. How long have we been doing this? I'm daytime, you're nighttime. What, do I have to write it down for you? The moon's going, I can't go back now. I really look like an idiot. Maybe we'll pass by each other and make it look like an eclipse. And then it's like, you know, because an eclipse you can't look at. That's something else you're always warned. Don't stare at an eclipse. You know, if the sun is shining in the sky, you can stare straight at it. That's fine. But if something is blocking the sun, hide your eyes. It could be the hottest time of the day, and you could lie there staring at, that's fine. But if it's dark out, hide your eyes, it's shade. It'll burn your retina out. Then you get those science experts who come on television and go, well, if you have to look at the eclipse, the best way to do it is take a shoebox and bore a hole in the bottom of it. Then you still can't see the eclipse, but you've ruined a perfectly good shoebox. When man first landed on the moon, his first words were, there's nothing out here. And NASA was like, well, what? There has to be something up there. No, there's nothing. They said that they at least had that picture of Jackie Gleason on the side. Because that's the first thing I look for. It's not here. They go, well, look, say this. One small step for man. Goes, but there's two of us up here. They said, forget the other guy. You'll be known as the first man to land on the moon. The other guy will give him a t-shirt. You'll have your face in every encyclopedia. The other guy will have a t-shirt that says, I went to the moon and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. You know, I visit the Pope a lot. You know, and one thing they never tell you about the Pope is he makes a great tuna melt. Sometimes when me and the Pope are sitting around, just killing time, looking for something on TV, the Pope will turn to me, you know, because he makes a great tuna melt, and he puts the right amount of cheese, and he uses wheat bread. A nice, healthy, crunchy wheat bread. So when we stand around his apartment, the Pope will look over, won't be bored, and he'll give me that look and go, would you like tuna melt? And I impishly look back at him and go, okay. And he goes, and what kind of bread would you like it on? And both of us at the same time, me and the Pope look at each other face to face and go, wait! And we fall down laughing. And we're rolling around. And the minute one of us stops laughing, the other pokes him on the shoulder and goes, wait! And we fall down again. And then I start climbing away from him. And he'll grab me by the shirt, pull me back and go, wait! And I fall down on the floor. And then he starts trying to stand up. And I grab him around the neck and looks away. Wait! And we fall down. Then we open up the door and the cops are there and say, we have a possible 137-562. Gilbert Gottfried doing weed jokes. And we say, I'm sorry, that must be a different Pope. And they go, sorry, sir. And as they're walking out, me and the Pope stick our heads out the door and go, wait! A Polish man in a singles bar. Hi, do I come here often? I'm glad that homosexuals are allowed into the military. I think, with homosexuals in the military, it's like, it's one thing if you have people shooting at you with guns, but when you've got a group of homosexuals chasing you, there's a limit to what you're gonna do for your country. Every toy winds up monkey. Mickey Mouse on acid. Oh God, I'm freaking out! Microphones go off to war. Brave young microphones ready to fight for our country. Today you are a microphone. As we look upon the world today, where is the microphone's place in our society? Is 13 years of age old enough to bear the responsibility of the microphone? Let us turn to page 106. Now let us stand and read from 203. Now let us sit and read from 911. Now let us stand on one leg and read from 313. Now let us hop up and down on our left leg, reading from 362. I said unto her as she to him, as me to them, as them to him, as I to him, as him to her. I am the Eggman. Join in if you know the words. Take it on home. Oh, he's got tape. Now things are picking up. Maybe he'll tape his mouth shut. We can only pray. Damn it, he missed. Don't worry, he has more tape. If he tapes his mouth shut, we can glue his nostrils together. Then he'll try to talk and his head will explode. I walk 1,000,000 miles. Oh, what are your smiles? Let's talk about fried chicken. Bodgies? We don't need no stinking bodgies. Well, you're a lovely couple, but now it's time to play You Bet Your Life.
I could have been a contender, Charlie.
Yeah, you didn't have tape on your eyes. Jerry Seinfeld as Hamlet.
To be or not to be. I don't know if I should be or not. Who are these people I be?
David Brenner as Hamlet.
You're walking down the street, everybody, and now wow!
So the audience sat there and waited. The days turned into weeks. The dog from the Little Rascals. One time Jesus came over to me and he said, I have a hot date tonight. I said, yeah, you think you'll get lucky? He said, are you kidding? She'll fuck anything that's not nailed down. Curly Howard as Johann Strauss. No. Elmer Fudd in Apocalypse Now.
Oh.
Well, we've gone into the 10th hour of our telethon. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden light and the cool tender sound of the lark.